They took my money, my time, and my love, then erased me like I was never part of the family. I paid $94,870 for my sister's wedding, down to the imported flowers in her Paris dress, only to find out I wasn't even invited. Not a call, not a conversation, just an email 5 days before the wedding, quietly removing me from the guest list. And that's when I decided, if they didn't want me there, they wouldn't have a wedding either. My name is Autumn. I'm 36. I live in Seattle. I've always been the dependable one, the quiet achiever, the invisible backbone. My younger sister, Chelsea, she's a delicate one, the family's glass doll wrapped in velvet. Growing up, I taught myself to walk to school, make my own lunch, do my own homework. Chelsea cried in the grocery store. Mom would drop my hand mid-aisle to coddle her. She's sensitive. Mom would say, "You're strong. You understand, right?" That line, "You're strong," followed me my whole life. Every birthday I skipped, every fever I nursed alone, every time I got a raise, and Mom followed it up with, "That's wonderful. Honey, could you help Chelsea with her tuition?" So I said yes. Always yes. Even when I got a prestigious offer in Singapore and turned it down because Chelsea might miss me. Even when I saved for 10 years to buy my first home and gave it all up because Dad had a stroke, and they needed my help. Even when I wired $6,000 for Chelsea to heal in Palm Springs after a breakup, only to see her posting brunch pics while I worked double shifts. Then came the wedding. Chelsea called crying one night. I want my wedding to be special. The venue, the dress, the flowers, everything need to be perfect. Mom chimed in. "You've always had great taste. Maybe you could help just this once." Just this once. That once became $94,870. $3,000 for the hotel deposit. $9,800 for the Paris dress. $7,200 for imported Ecuadorian flowers. And more, and more, and more. I organized the entire thing. Signed every contract, planned the music, the vendors, the rehearsal dinner. And 5 days before the wedding, I got an email. Guest list update, Autumn Rowan, removed. I called my mother. Silence. Then, Fiona, Brandon's mom, wants a peaceful ceremony. Chelsea thinks you're too intense. I was stunned. Mom, I paid for all of it. You're the strong one. You understand, she said, like a closing door. I sat in my dark apartment, one I still rented because I had postponed my home purchase for this wedding, and I opened the contracts. Each one had only one name. Mine, not Chelsea's, not Mom's, not Fiona's. Mine. So I canceled it all. Every flower, every candle, the band, the venue. In 8 hours, I reversed $44,780 in bookings. The rest? I counted it as tuition. An expensive lesson. Silence doesn't protect you. It just makes you easier to erase. And then, they did what they always do. They rewrote the story. Rumors started. Autumn had a breakdown. She's emotionally unstable. She ruined her sister's wedding because of jealousy. Vendors emailed me in concern. Even the photo booth company wrote, "We hope Miss Autumn recovers soon." Recover? From what? From being used? I sent one simple email, calm, professional, factual, to all the vendors. I canceled the wedding because I was erased from it. I was not emotionally unstable. I was legally, financially, and emotionally done. And then something wild happened. They believed me because I had proof. Receipts, signatures, emails. Chelsea never called. Mom rang 4 times. On the 5th, I picked up. "Do you need me to come stay with you?" she asked, voice dripping with fake concern. "No, Mom," I said. "I'm not broken. I'm just not carrying anyone anymore." Silence. "You're overreacting," she said. "It's not a big deal." Then why'd you tell the entire family I was mentally unstable? I never said that. She lied. Fiona just needed an explanation. You gave her one by throwing me under the bus. And that's when I realized they never saw me as family. I was a funding source with a pulse. A week later, I found an old email chain between Mom and the wedding planner. Keep Autumn out of the floral and budget decisions. She's too pragmatic. She'll ruin the tone. I wasn't part of the celebration. I was just a wallet. And then, the truth about Brandon dropped. My lawyer friend looked into his finances. Autumn, Brandon's broke. Maxed out cards. Gambling debt. His resume, half fiction. That perfect anesthesiologist from Duke was barely holding it together. And Chelsea? She chose him. Not because he was real, but because he looked impressive on paper. Because my family wanted to upgrade their image, even if it meant discarding me. But karma has a rhythm. The wedding still happened, but not like she dreamed. No beachside luxury. No custom candles. No jazz band. Just a sad little ceremony in a rented hall in Littleton. No flowers. No guests of honor. No magic. A former coworker messaged me. It felt cold, like she was waiting for someone who never showed. I didn't show, because I was done being the strong one. Have you ever been the one who carried everything, only to be left out in the end? If someone erased you from your own story, would you stay silent, or take the whole thing down? Let me know in the comments. Your voice matters, because silence is no longer the safe option. They thought I would carry their world forever. What they never realized is that even the strongest pillars eventually decide to stop holding up the roof.